Hey there, it's Cheryl with Yoga in Small Spaces. This video is going to be between 10 and 15 minutes. It's just a nice, quick practice that you can implement throughout your day just to get a little bit of movement. It's all standing. So this is really good if you work in a profession where you're sitting all the time, or if you're hunched over a counter. It gives you this nice little break to engage the muscles, activate the muscles, but also give a little bit of relief, especially into the lower back and hips. So doesn't matter how much room you have. That's what's great about yoga in small spaces. You can incorporate this practice into almost any space that you have. And there's always modifications that you can do to make it work with the physical space that you have. So you can find a spot. Let's get started. And I have my yoga mat out for this practice. If you don't have a yoga mat, if you're in this little cubicle or office, you can still do this without having a mat because we're not coming to the floor. So we're going to start off in Tadasana. And the first thing we want to do in Tadasana, another word for Tadasana, we're saying is mountain pose. What we want to do is make sure that our feet are at their natural alignment with our hips. So I'm not going to tell you to bring your feet together, because what you notice is when I do that, I have an angle now for my hips all the way down to my feet. So my hips are not in a relaxed state of the muscles in my glutes and lower back. So I'm going to bring my feet about hip width apart. And even where I've brought them apart, they're still feeling a little bit not natural in their placement. So I'm just going to do a nice gentle march and allow my feet to stop naturally. I'm not going to move them. This is where they want to go. But let's do that one more time so you can get the feel of it. So marching at your spot and then just stop. Now, standing in your mountain pose, choosing if you want your palms facing away from you or inwards. I'm going to have them away from myself right now because that's engaging my upper body. Allow my shoulders to roll back, shoulders away from my ears. And I'm going to push my feet into the ground, feeling the outsides of my feet, grabbing my mat, have my heels pushing down, and I'm tightening my glutes. And relax. We're going to do that 2 more times. Push. And relax. 1 more time. Push. And release. We're now going to go into a nice gentle movement here just to bring more awareness into our lower back. I want you to bring your hands to your lower back so your fingertips are pointing down the glutes. And we're just coming into a gentle back bend, especially if you were sitting for a good extended time. This is not a huge movement. A little micro movement might even be enough to feel those muscles engage in the lower back. A little bit of compression, but not to a point where you're feeling pain. I always say in my classes, no pain. So nice deep breath, inhale. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your torso back up and just slowly hinge forward into a forward fold. I'm bending my knees just to give a little bit of relief into my lower back and into my glutes. I actually have my forearms on my thighs. I'm allowing my head just to relax. You're going to slowly roll up, coming back to standing, mountain pose. You're going to place your right hand gently on your right thigh. And you're going to just go exhale over to the right. So with limited space, we may not have the room to extend our arms up overhead. So this is another nice way of coming into a crescent moon without saying, hey, I don't have the room to do this. If you do have the space, you can extend the left arm up, going deeper on the left side. But if that space isn't there, You can even bend the elbow and just gently place that hand on the head. I'm not pulling. You're gonna come back up. We're gonna go to the other side. So gently sliding the left arm down. I'm already feeling a gentle pull into the right side of my body, going down and past my hip joint. I also have a little bit of sensation in my lower right back. So remember, from here, if you have the space, you can extend the right arm up over by the right ear. If there's something in the way, just bend the hand or bend the elbow and come down. Smooth breath. Coming on back up. Not proper grammar, but I'm going to say it. And now I'm just going to bring my feet about double shoulder width apart. I'm going to take my right toes, turn them away from the same direction as my left. So from here, I'm going to bend my front knee and come into a warrior two. So just with that gentle movement, I'm able to come into the legs, give some relief. I'm working them, strengthening them, but I'm stretching the inside of my thighs. I'm actually engaging my glutes, pushing my feet into the ground. And if you have the room, bring the arms to a T. And you can rotate your neck, so guarantee if you've been sitting in a chair, you need that rotation of the neck to give a little bit of relief. Now bring your hands down, straighten that front knee, turn the toes, the right toes back, turn the left toes away, same thing, warrior two. Gazing over those left fingers up. And again, if the rotation on the neck feels good, like as in there's no aggravating pain, nothing going into the nerves, you just feel a stretch, a sensation. Come back up, turn the toes. So this is a nice, gentle practice, but no matter what your level is, it is working the body and getting it moving, kind of slowly tacking into the upper layers, outer layers of the fascia, and then going eventually lower if we hold them a little bit deeper, longer. We're going to move now into a crescent warrior. So take that back heel and turn it up. So now I've engaged my left pelvis and into the groin. And I can bend that back knee to get deeper into the thigh. If this is too much, just bring that knee down to the ground. And I want you to bring your arms out like cactus arms. And this is going to allow you to open up your chest or even over your desk or wherever you're working and you're slouched. Bring the hands down, come back to center, come the other way. Bring the hands down, come back to center. We're going to go into one more warrior pose, and this is warrior one. What I want you to be mindful about is that back knee when we come into it. If it doesn't like having that back foot at a 45-degree angle, go back into the crescent warrior. You're still getting that rotation of the hips, you're working into the thigh, just not more of the inner thigh going into the knee like you would into warrior one. But if there's any knee issues, I do recommend you don't do warrior one. So I'm going to turn my toes, shift my hips slightly. I don't need them parallel, I can already feel that making its way from the front of my left into my left upper glute and lower back. And this time with my hands, I'm just going to bring them behind me and interlace the fingers. You're going to release, come back up, and turn. Going into warrior one on the other side. Bending that front knee to bring it parallel with the front ankle, shifting my hips to where they want to go and where they naturally stop. And now coming into warrior one on the other side. So usually with warrior one, our arms are up overhead, but I'm just demonstrating if you can't get those arms overhead, you You can bring the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers. And this way, I'm tackling the front part of my body, the chest, bringing my shoulders back, shoulder blades against each other. Smooth breath. Come back up, release the hands. I'm going to heel toe my feet together. Sorry, not together, hip width apart. And back into Tadasana. I'm going to do that gentle march. Make sure my feet come back to where they naturally want to plant. And then come into that gentle crescent, standing crescent moon. And again, if you want to extend the arm overhead, you can. Come back up. Switch sides. Come back up. Hands to the lower back. Come into a gentle back bend. Just with that little bit of movement we did within these last few moments, you may notice that your lower back, your back bend, is a little bit deeper than it was at the beginning. But again, don't force it. And now gently come up, come into a nice gentle forward fold again. I'm bending my knees, but this time just where I have relief in my back a little bit more, I am going to go a little bit deeper and allow my arms to dangle. And then slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Back to mountain pose. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. Just taking a nice deep breath. And exhale through the mouth. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you have any comments, put them below. You can send me a message on Instagram, Yoga in Small Spaces, or on Facebook, message me at Yoga in Small Spaces with Cheryl, or you can send me an email, yogainSmallSpaces@gmail.com. I have all these little mini videos that I'm bringing on to YouTube, and also I have online demand and live stream classes on Kula TV, and you go under Yoga in Small Spaces. You can do drop-in classes or subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like it, just helps build my content, and please share it. I really want to share all my knowledge with everyone. Have a great day.